arearlylearning.org.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
KLEK LP Jonesboro, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council. It's now time for Community Conversations, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place, while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily reflect the views of KLEK 102.5 FM, the voice of Arkansas Minority Advocacy Council, or our underwriters or sponsors.
Good morning to everyone out there. Happy Thursday to you. I hope you are having a great start to your day. You're tuned in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. My very special guest today is Miss Brandi Hodges.
Good morning.
From the Craighead County Jonesboro Public Library.
You're so good. You are the only one who ever gets it all the time. I love it.
It took me a minute, but I got it. So thank you so much for joining us. You all have something very, very exciting coming up this weekend. And Brandi was supposed to be here earlier last week. Anyway, there was some mix up, but we got it together.
Hey, we're here. That's all that matters.
And so we're going to talk all about this art and craft fair. Yay!
Yay! So we have our 7th, I can't believe it's been 7 times, our 7th art and craft fair is going to be this Saturday. We usually have a theme around a book, but this time, since we are celebrating our centennial year, we are doing a century of stories. And so we'll have some, the costuming is usually, like I said, a book theme. This year, it's going to be celebrating the past 100 years. So I'll be dressed in my 1920s garb, and there'll be people from the 40s, 50s. We have some 70s, maybe some 90s grunge costuming going on. Even the people who don't dress up are going to be dressed up because they're dressed like 2017 people.
Okay.
So that's part of the 100 years.
All right.
So we are going to have a lot of fun. We have 50 vendors, including our food vendors. We have Circle J Barbecue. We've got some funnel cakes as well as Gigi's Cupcakes. We'll be out there with some food for you. We'll have 47 art and craft vendors who will be selling their items. We have pottery, we've got paintings, we've got jewelry, there's a blacksmith coming.
Oh, wow.
What we're doing this year is, this fall, I guess I should say, is we want to celebrate our past by showing people how things had to be done.
Okay.
And so the blacksmith is going to be doing live demonstrations. Our potter is going to bring her portable pottery wheel, and she's going to be doing that. Some of our jewelers are going to be making some jewelry on site. Some painters are going to be doing that. We've got one lady who makes beautiful items who's going to do hand sewing. We've got some hand quilting. We have nearly 20 vendors of the 47 who will be doing live demonstrations throughout the event.
Oh my goodness, that is going to be a sight within itself. Just going to their different booths and just watching them do whatever they do.
Right, because you're exactly right. We're not showcasing them in any like spotlight sort of manner. It's just going to be while they're sitting at their booths doing what they do. We're going to have Old Davidsonville State Park come in, and they are going to make churn butter throughout the event, because
like in a big old churn. Oh,
because these are the way things had to be done.
Yes.
So we are celebrating our past and looking to our future.
Yes, I think most of the younger generation think butter comes from the store.
Yes.
No, back in the day they put the milk in the thing and
then churned it.
Oh wow.
And it's interesting. I've researched a lot into what it was like 100 years ago, and a lot of you didn't go to the store to buy clothes. Your clothes were made at home.
Yes.
And so that's why it's important for us to have these folks like the hand quilter and the lady who's going to be doing the hand sewing, a wonderful vendor, because that's how you got a new shirt or a new dress. That's what had to be done. So that event is coming up this Saturday from 10 a.m. until 3 p.m. We have live music throughout the day. We'll have music at 11, from 11 to 12, 12 to 1, and 1 to... let me say again, 11 to 12, 12 to 1, 1 to 2, and 2 to 3.
Okay, let me find... Because I was looking for the flyer, the announcement the event. I'm gonna get together.
Yes, we do have the event on Facebook. If you go to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/ccjpl, and click on the events, you'll see we have events going on today, which we'll talk about in just a second. And we also have this event coming up this Saturday. So we do post events on our page where you can learn more about the event, where it is, when it is, and even click that you are interested or attending, which then it will remind you, like, hey, don't forget you've got the thing.
Okay, and so again, Saturday, September 9th, a Century of Stories Fall Arts and Crafts Fair from 10 to 3. And I like how Facebook puts these, the weather predictions. So it says approximately 61 to 81 degrees and sunny, so that should be awesome.
It is going to be a beautiful day. You know, the spring and the fall, which is when we hold these fairs, is a very unpredictable time of year. So you never know if you're going to have your event or not. So
Okay.
It's an outdoor event. The weather should be beautiful. The event is free attendance. Everyone's welcome. It's all ages. We try to have a little bit for everyone to do. We'll have chalk and bubbles out for the kiddos to play with. We will have the live music and chairs. We do bring in the food vendors who will be selling food, because we like to make it an atmosphere where people want to come and hang out with us. So
That's right.
if you're just looking for something fun to do, just come spend the day with us. We'll have a lot of fun. A lot of folks may have been planning on tailgating throughout the day on Saturday, or doing some of those things. And
Come on out to the
now,
library.
if you're looking for something to do that's fun and free, come out to the library. The entertainment and the atmosphere is free, but each of the vendors will have set prices for the items that they have handcrafted. And all of our vendors from Northeast Arkansas, and all have to make their items in order to be a part of our event.
Okay. I would love to get my hands on some tie-dye or something that looks kind of hippie,
We have
70s.
2 different tie-dye vendors coming. I can't believe I failed to mention that. We have 2 different tie-dye vendors coming that their items are absolutely beautiful. I need to post some pictures of some of the items of the vendors that are coming, so that people can get a sneak peek. I'll try to do that today and tomorrow, post some of those pictures.
That's what I was looking for. There was some previous pictures.
Yes, from our previous fairs.
And I saw a bunch of jewelry.
Oh, yes.
And different things that I would love to have.
We always have, it's amazing to me, always I say this, the talent of the people who live in this area just astounds me. They're so talented. They make all sorts of different jewelry. One of our vendors makes knotted jewelry. It's beautiful. It's tied knots.
I bet that is time consuming but beautiful.
Beautiful. She is one of the vendors who will be doing live demonstrations throughout the day. So we have just beautiful things. We've got soy candles. We've got the tie-dye. We've got the jewelry. We've got a gentleman who makes fairy gardens. They're just beautiful, tiny little potted gardens that
I've seen some of those.
and he is going to do a live demonstration of putting one together, because he said that is something that came of lore and has been passed down through generations.
Okay.
So it's just, we call our event a Century of Stories. We've called much of the year things that we've done a Century of Stories, because when you think about it, anything you do, there's a story behind it. If it's a recipe, if it's how to make a dress or a bib for a baby, knitting, we'll have some knitters. Oh my goodness, we have someone who's going to come and weave, and someone who's going to come and spin yarn. And we also have our library knitting group is going to have a booth. Not the library itself, but just some of the members of the group are going to have a table selling their knitted items.
That is really wonderful.
So it's just any of these things. If anything you literally can think about, it came from a story. Someone had to tell someone else how to do something. Or a lot of times you develop it on your own, and that's a story you can pass to someone else.
And I'm looking at some past pictures, and it looks like it was fairly cool. Like, again, this part of the year, like this weekend may be a little cool, but it's just, you can put on a light jacket, long sleeves, cardigan, go to different tables, enjoy. Like, I'm just looking at some pictures, so I can imagine what is going to come this year. You had some wonderful things. Well, when was this? In July, actually. Well, the pictures were posted from July.
Yes, that is probably from the spring.
Okay, so it was still a little cool
Yeah.
at that time.
It usually is cool in the spring and the fall when we have these events, but it is amazing. We will usually have, and we want you to go and do it again. We usually have people waiting because our vendor setup is from 9 to 10, and the event starts at 10. And we'll have people who will get there at 9:45, and they're just kind of waiting for everyone to get finished and for the event to start. So, and if you're worried about being a little cool, we have 47 different vendors, 50 when you count our food vendors for you to walk around to. So you can work up a little bit of a warmth as you walk from booth to booth. We have our map that we have tediously worked on placing everyone. It's not just, we never do, we always assign vendor spots because people have different size tables requested. And so we will have different size booths in different places. And we always work to assign people in spots so they're not right next to people who sell the exact same thing.
Okay.
So that people really have to walk around and see everything.
Okay.
And the vendors seem to really appreciate that as well because they have a better opportunity of being seen when people walk around. We've got a soap vendor coming who, 2 soap vendors coming who make their own soaps, some lotions.
And I see a lot more people are moving towards those more natural products, and they're because they have no chemicals really. They're gentler on your skin, especially with more and more people developing allergies or what do you call it, intolerance.
There's a movement, and I buy several items. There's a lot of movement toward the fewer ingredients you have in something, the better it is for you. I don't know that that's true. It's just that's a movement I've seen in stores recently.
And you see a lot of babies that are born with certain allergies and certain things. I don't know what is going on because when I was growing up, it's like we could almost use
anything.
But now times are changing a little bit.
A little bit. But this is our event this weekend. I do want to talk a little bit about something we've got going on today that is really exciting. Tomorrow is International Literacy Day. It's a day celebrated around the world to promote literacy, which is, when you think about literacy, you think reading. But, literacy is important in really every aspect of life. When you're shopping at the store, the names of products, the ingredients of products.
Yes.
When you're driving, just anything you can do. Last night, I used my new lawnmower for the first time, and I can't tell you how many times I read that owner's manual before I had put the oil and gas in it because I wanted to make sure. So literacy is so important. We are celebrating International Literacy today, a day early, at the library. We'll have programs at 10 and 6. So our 10 o'clock program this morning is from 10 until 1. We're partnering with the Rise Arkansas event. Rise Arkansas is an initiative put in place by the governor of Arkansas earlier this year to increase literacy, to help with literacy scores, and also get books in children's hands. Our education specialist is absolutely wonderful. Her name is Nicole Dennis, and she works with schools, and she's heading this event. The events will be, like I said, from 10 to 11 and 6 to 7 today at the library. And the early one is really targeted more at the younger kids because the older kids are in school. But for the older children, the school-age children, we'll have an event tonight from 6 to 7. Both events are exactly the same. It's just for different age groups. And what they're going to do is have different centers throughout the children's library and the round room where children and their families can travel from center to center using movement and music and how that works with literacy. Working with STEAM, which is science, technology, engineering, art, and math.
So I see. So in years past, it's been STEM. So
they added art in the past little bit because I asked the same question.
So now it's not just STEM anymore, it's STEAM.
Yeah, adding that art in there.
So
we've got these different centers that families can travel to see how literacy works in these different areas and why it's so important. And parents will be sent home with some handouts on literacy to help them with their children at home. And each child who attends the event gets to take home a free book.
Oh, wow.
Who doesn't love a free book?
Okay.
So that's something that we've got coming up today that we're very excited about. We do these different things at the library to just encourage reading, to enhance a child's love of a book. I love audiobooks, and I've experienced before where if a child is a reluctant reader, they'll be encouraged occasionally to check out the audiobook version of the book as well, so that they can listen and read along.
Okay.
You know, and because maybe you're more inclined to listen to something, but it helps to be able to see the words along.
I remember when my son was younger, I don't even think they make these anymore, leapfrogs.
Yes.
Do they even still make those?
You know, I think that they might. I'm not sure.
They're more updated, I'm
Yes.
sure, than what I originally bought. So I try to get my son exposed to, reading and recognizing words and understanding the sound of words at an early age. And I don't think some parents don't understand how important that is, because we have some college level kids who can't read 3 and 4 syllable words, simply because they're so used to it being either read to them, spoken to them, because of these devices. And not to put down these devices, I love my device.
Me too.
But we do need to find a balance between good old paper, back book, paper, pen, and black and white. Anyway.
Well, as I mentioned, I do a lot of audiobooks, but I'm also that same person that will buy the book as well. So I'll have all these books. A lot of the books I haven't even opened, but I have them. But I have listened to the audiobook version of that book. But these events are coming up today. We do a lot of things in the children's library that are simply fun. But a lot of the events we call, Miss Kay, our children's librarian, calls funjucational, because you have fun, but you're going to learn something. So we're going to start some after-school events. We've got one coming up called Music and Movement, where they'll be doing music and movement. Miss Stacy, who's one of our children's librarians, who is wonderful, will be heading that program. It will be on September 7th at 4 o'clock. That is today at 4 o'clock. That's going to be held in the children's library. We will have it's called Smorgish board games. So it's just a different, a mush of different board games that we'll be playing on Saturday. Is an event we've got coming up. And we do Crafty Kids, which is where kids will get to do a variety of crafts on September 9th. So those are just some of the events we've got coming up for the kids after school and on the weekend, some of them. We also do our story times start up next week. We do story times in the spring, we do them in the summer, and we do them in the fall. And those events will start on the 11th, which is Monday. We do story times for all kids who are preschool and younger. So our family story time. So say your kids, and we love this if they do, say your kids are in school, they're school age kids, but they love going to story time, when I don't blame them for that. But we have that story time for families, which is all ages. It's for families who have parents or caregivers who work during the day, because our other story times are held in the mornings, and so this story time is held at 6 o'clock on Mondays, every Monday through November, I believe, maybe the first part of December, but they'll start and continue on this fall. Is at 6 o'clock on Mondays. We have our Pee Wee story time, which is for 2 and 3 year olds, on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 10 a.m. and they're an hour long. And at these story times, they'll get to listen to a story. They get up and they dance and sing. They get to do the Skinamarink song, which is a lot of fun. And they'll also get to make a craft. And then our pre-K story time is for 4 and 5 year olds. It's held on Tuesdays and Wednesdays at 11. Also an hour long, also including the same things. And then our lap sit story time, which is our baby story time, is held on Thursdays at 10 and Fridays at 9:30. And I always asked, I'm like, why are those at different times? I never knew. And they told me, well, babies have different nap times.
Okay.
And so that we have one at 10, for the babies who maybe have an early or a little bit later nap time. And then we have one at 9:30 on Fridays to accommodate those other nap times.
Okay.
So just whichever one, parents out there who have babies up to 2 years old, who when it comes to story time, at this one, we do, it's called lap sit, which is just as the name suggests, baby goes on the lap. We do finger plays like Itsy Bitsy Spider and things of that nature where we get their hands moving, because it's not just about hearing a story. The earlier children get read to and hear stories, the earlier their language can start forming and they can start understanding words. So it's not just about that, which is vitally important, but also about dexterity, getting their hands moving.
Alrighty, so we're going to get ready for a quick break, and we're going to pick up our conversation. And when we come back, we're speaking with Miss Brandi Hodges from the Craighead County Jonesboro Public Library, and we're talking all about the different activities and the upcoming Arts and Crafts Fair. And we're going to talk about some more activities, so please stay tuned, and we'll be right back after these announcements.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
Men, are you ready to take your son on an adventure? I'm Mark Merrill with today's Family Minute. Helen Keller once said, "Life is either a daring adventure or nothing at all." We all want adventure. We want to explore, create, discover. A great way to start an adventure is to create a bucket list with your son. Figure out what the two of you are passionate about, and then pursue those dreams. To help you, I've created a generic bucket list for fathers and sons. First, learn how to fly fish, and then go do it together. Second, go camping for the weekend. Third, start playing tennis together. Remember, your family first.
For more resources on today's topic, go to markmerrill.com.
Family Minute is made possible by the Kappa Nu Omega chapter of Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated, a non-profit organization committed to service to all mankind. Kappa Nu Omega Alpha Kappa Alpha on Facebook and KNOMEGA1908.com.
Attention members and guests, the Jonesboro Alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated presents Animal Instinct, the post-game party, Saturday, September 16th after the A-State UAPB football game at Legends Barbecue Smokehouse, 1025 West Johnson Avenue in Jonesboro, from 9 o'clock p.m. until 1 o'clock a.m. This is a 21 and up event. A portion of the proceeds will benefit the St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. More information is available via any member of the Jonesboro Alumni chapter of Kappa Alpha Psi Fraternity Incorporated.
KLEK thanks C.J. Pepper and the staff of Life Strategies Counseling Incorporated for helping people through hard times in life, such as depression, family issues, stress, abuse, and more. They offer counseling and therapy for all ages, individuals, families, and groups. They are located at 1217 Stone Street. Phone number 1-866-972-1268 or online at lscihelp.com.
Hello, I'm Officer Jonathan Hagens of the Jonesboro Police Department. One of the best decisions I ever made was to join the Jonesboro Police Department. Since joining, I've had the pleasure to give back, protect, and serve my community. Now I want to let you know about that same opportunity. The Jonesboro Police Department will conduct testing for the patrol officers at the Valley View High School. Applications are available online at jonesboropolice.com. The Jonesboro Police Department offers a competitive salary, health, and retirement benefits, top-of-the-line training, and most importantly, the chance to make a difference in the Jonesboro community. Join me in making Jonesboro a better place. The Jonesboro Police Department is an equal opportunity employer, and women and minorities are especially encouraged to apply. More information, 870-935-5657.
Applications are being accepted through September 7th, 2017. Applications are available at jonesboropolice.com. KLEK 102.5 FM wants to be active in the community. If you or your organization is hosting a community service event, we would like to know about it and be a part of it. KLEK will promote your event on air, online, and on social media. KLEK personalities may also attend the event and provide music and or entertainment. Certain restrictions and availability may apply. If you or your organization would like to partner with KLEK to make the Jonesboro community a better place, call 870-277-1080 or email us at klek@klekfm.org. In order for a community announcement or church announcement to be aired on KLEK 102.5 FM, we ask that the announcement be sent at minimum 1 week in advance. Thank you for supporting KLEK 102.5 FM.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
All right, welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. I am your host, Quabila Harden, along with my guest today, Ms. Brandi Hodges from the library. And so we're going to continue our conversation talking about some more activities. But just to recap what we talked about in the first segment, this Saturday, September 9th, from 10 to 3, the Century of Stories Arts and Crafts Fair, and there's going to be booths and food and live demonstrations, so you don't want to miss it. Now, the event is free to attend, but you will have to pay for the individual vendors' items, whatever they bring to sell. So please go out and support, local vendors, people who are making handmade items, and support the library.
I can't tell you how many times we've had this event. 7. This is our 7th time, and I've already instructed a couple of different people, not in a mean way, just in a please do not let me leave without buying something, because I'm usually so busy. Mm-hmm. I get home and I'm like, oh my goodness, I didn't buy anything. And I feel so bad because we worked so hard to get these vendors to come in, and yes. But they, we never can guarantee how a vendor will do. Okay. But most of the time, because you don't know we hope you all come out and see us on Saturday. But vendors say that they usually do pretty well at our event, which is wonderful because we want to do this event to support to have people come to the library. Okay. That's our main goal is, we'll have all these wonderful art and craft vendors come, and maybe that'll bring some folks who've not come to the library to the library. That's right. That's what our hope is. But then we have these wonderful art and craft vendors who we want them to do well as well. So we provide free space. We don't charge anyone to come set up and do. We just have an application period where everyone must apply and be approved. And we only have so much space, and we always have more applicants than we have space. Okay. So if you're out there and you're an artist or you're a crafter, if you're like me and you like to hot glue stuff to other stuff and make it into something beautiful, look for the application to go live in the middle of February towards the middle of March. Okay. For our April event. And I'll try to remember to stay on top of that so that we can help get the word out as well. We always appreciate it. We need people to start showing off their stuff, showing off their skills and their talents. Yeah. And then, hopefully it will inspire more people to come out. Well, a lot of times, you will have someone come up and go, I bet I can make that, mm-hmm. And maybe they don't buy it there, but they may have it in their mind, maybe I could try to do that. Okay. And it might inspire others to pick up a paintbrush or make a burlap wreath or whatever. Okay. And the wreaths are very popular. I don't know when they hit the scene, several years ago, but these wreaths, and they're made out of all different kinds of, tulle and, like I say, burlap and stuff you can find in nature. Anyway, they have hit the ground running, and I don't think there's no turning back from those. Well, I have to finish. I'm making a wreath for my front door, and it's a pumpkin, but it's made of burlap. So you do orange around the bottom and then green burlap at the top. It's really cute. I'll have to post pictures. But I wanted to talk a little bit about our children's programming, which we do so much at the library. It's hard to keep up with everything going on. But we have programming for our adults that, summer's over. If you're anything like me, usually eat terribly in the summer. And so, because I'm so busy, the busier I am, the worse I eat. That now, I didn't have time in the summer, but I need to like start exercising again, and it's getting to be the perfect weather to run outside. But I wanted to remind people, and if you didn't know, let you know for the first time, that we offer free exercise classes at the library.
Yes, ma'am.
We have Zumba Fitness, which is a Latin-inspired like dance exercise class. It's Monday nights at 5:30 in the round room.
So
Zumba Fitness on Mondays at 5:30. We have Mind and Body with Holland, which is, I'll tell you, I'm not coordinated enough. The Zumba class is wonderful, and it's very popular, very well attended, and we would love to have more people join us, but I am not coordinated enough for that.
Yes, ma'am.
So we have Mind and Body with Holland on Tuesdays at 5:30, and if you are just trying to shake off some of the stress of the week, or if you need some meditation time, just some time where you can just let go of your worries. It's hard for me to let go of my worries, but Miss Holland is wonderful. She teaches this class on Tuesdays at 5:30, and it's just great. It's right now we're doing Pilates, but she'll have you close your eyes and go through some of the movements, and you're just there, thinking about your week, what are some things that you can let go of or get a little help with, and it really makes you think about things really aren't as bad as you can make them out to be sometimes. And so that's a really great class. And then on Thursdays at 12:15, from 12:15 until 12:45, we have that's today, you guys, so if you're looking for a fun class over your lunch break from 12:15 to 12:45, we have a free exercise class. It's a yoga class. It's low impact, a low impact class. It's just designed to for those who may be looking for something to get their heart pumping while they're on their lunch break, to come just spend half an hour with us. If you can't stay the full half hour, that's fine. But it's a low impact class. They say that you don't get super sweaty, which, I walk from one end of the room to the other, and I do sometimes. So, but that's a fun class. We also offer knitting on Thursdays at noon. So maybe yoga isn't your scene, but you're still looking for something fun to do on your lunch break, perhaps. Come join us at knitting. It starts at noon, goes until 1. It's something that I teach. So we'll provide the free beginner set, which is a pair of needles, a ball of yarn, and some instructions, and we'll get you started knitting. If you can't ever make it on Thursdays at noon, which I completely understand, we meet the first Monday of the month at 5:30. So you can come and join us. If you want to come and just see what knitting is about, come to the Art and Craft Fair from 10 to 3 this Saturday. Our knitters are going to have a knitting circle while they're out there. So that's something we have going on. Another class we have every week. I know we have a lot of aspiring writers out there.
Yes, I'm looking at this.
So we have our Writers Block, is a group that meets every Friday at 5 o'clock.
I need to be there. But how long does it last?
It's an hour long. But again, it's many of our events, if you can't make it at 5 and you can make it at 5:10 or 5:15, just come on in, What they do is they'll have a writing exercise. Now, understand, I'm making this up right now, but say the exercise is fall.
Okay.
So that's not the exercise. Again, like I said, I'm just making that up. But you'll come in, and what Miss Bianca, who leads the class, will do is just have everyone just write.
Okay.
It can be a scary story about fall, or it could be a romantic story about fall, or it could be a story about a lady who's making her fall recipes. It could be anything you want it to be. It could be poetry about fall, but it's just they always do an exercise to get the writing juices flowing, but it's a great way to bounce ideas off of other people. You can share your work with others who are also in that same boat of wanting to be an aspiring writer. And I've got to switch to a different page in my email to get the exact date, but we have some authors coming to the library. We always have author events at the library. We have one in September, we have one in October. and we'll have evening programs where the public is invited. And when else do you get the opportunity to quiz an author about how you got an agent, how you got published?
Yes. And I'm definitely, even though I do have one book out, I'm working on another, and I am definitely putting the writer's block on my calendar because I want to write. I don't want to just you have a book together, but you don't want to stop writing just that. You want to continue adding to your collection.
Of course.
I feel like I'm stuck at a point, so I do need to get into this.
Hey, that's what this group is called. It's the writer's block, and it's designed to help you. If you've got writer's block, it's designed to help you with like-minded people who also are. It's all about supporting each other, and so that's what this group is about. We have the Gamers Guild. So if you like to play anything played on a tabletop, board games, card games, that's what the NEA Gamers Guild is all about. They will have every Saturday. I'm so sorry. Every month on a Saturday, we host the Gamers Guild, who will come and do gaming from noon until 5. That's September 23rd. That's coming up. We will play bingo on Wednesday, September 13th at 10, and then we have our coloring club coming up on Wednesday, September 27th at 9:30. So those are some amazing events that we've got coming up at the library for adults. We also do a bunch of events for kiddos. So if you guys will let me read off some dates for you. Oh my goodness, that's not the right time. It's fun when I look at my my calendar and it's like, oh no, that's not the right month, my friends. But like I said, we do have our story time starting up in just a couple of weeks, a couple of days. We have our story times that will kick off on. I'm not seeing those dates, so I'll have to pull them in just a moment. We have our story times that start up on Monday.
Okay, I do want to direct people to, I'm looking at the correct account. It's www.libraryinjonesboro.org/events.
That's where I am. I'm there too.
Okay, so I just want to direct people there. You can look at the calendar week by week. And just this week alone, you mentioned a few of these items already. The knitting class, which is at 12 today. Free exercise class today at 12:15. Music and movement at 4, and then you're having an ice cream social.
Well, one of our branch libraries is.
Okay,
so when you go to the events page, there are different
you can
delimitaors that you can use. So you can search by age group and branch. Right now, I've searched Jonesboro children. We have Rock the Blocks coming up on the 11th, which is Monday. Rock the Blocks is where kids get to play Legos. And so we just, like I said before, we do a lot of fun educational programs, but then we do a lot of programs where it's just, hey, parents, bring your kiddos to the library. Maybe while they're there, they'll check out a movie or a DVD or something fun, but just come and let them play. We'll have also a coloring club for kids that same day at the same time. So say you have 2 daughters or 2 sons, or a son and a daughter, or a son or a daughter, or a grandchild. They can play Legos for a little bit, and then they can color, or one can color, one can play Legos.
That would be awesome.
But because it's all done in the same room, they're all at the same time. Those are. We also will have a fair craft day. So what I've been told is, it seems the number of entries into the NEA district fair for like art aren't as many as it used to be. And so they're encouraging children and anyone to submit things into the fair. And so we are going to have a fair craft day coming up on Tuesday, September 12th at 4 o'clock in the library in the round room. It's sponsored by the JCs, as well as our Information Services Department and Children's Library. And children will get to make a craft that will be submitted in their name into the fair.
That is awesome.
So it's just a way to encourage, say you're a parent or a caretaker, and maybe you don't have the materials for your child or grandchild or a child you take care of to make a craft. Maybe you don't have time, which is totally understandable. The kids get out of school, they do their homework, you're making supper, they have to go to bed, But this is an event that we're hosting to take the load off of you, if you will,
Okay.
to get that child the opportunity to have something in the fair. And so if you're able to come out to the fair from the 18th through the 23rd of September, your child can look and see, like, oh my gosh, I made that.
That's their piece.
That's their item. That's going to happen at 4 o'clock on the 12th.
Okay.
We are having a weaving class. It's something new we're doing on September 12th, which is Tuesday at 4 o'clock. We are going to have our, as I mentioned previously, our smorgasbord game boards. That's going to be held on Fridays at 4 o'clock. So that's a weekly event we're going to have, as well as Rock the Blocks and our coloring club. Those are just things that we're going to be having weekly. The weaving, those are just things that we're going to be having each week for the kids to come and participate in. We also are going to have an art hour coming up on September 21st at 4 o'clock. And then we have a special event on September 23rd at, I have 11 a.m. Let me open it and make sure I put the right time on there. Yes, at 11 a.m. we'll have, it's a Saturday event. We'll have a STEAM time, which is, as we mentioned earlier, the science, technology, engineering, art, and math. That is going to be, I'm not sure exactly what they're doing at that event, but they're going to be doing activities that support those topics.
That is really wonderful. And STEAM and STEM, as some people still refer to it,
Yes.
it impacts our lives in more ways than we even can imagine. I mean, it takes someone in the math and science and engineering field, in these different fields, technology. I mean, just starting with our cell phone. That took someone from
It's a little computer.
It took someone from every one of those different fields to put that together, to collaborate, to make it something that is very useful. So, and now they're putting art into that. I'm just amazed at how things are progressing.
Yes, and kids today just seem, they're so much smarter than I was when I was their age. You know, we do offer, it just happens to be the next thing on my list, we do offer homework help. So if your child or a child you're the caretaker of needs a little extra help, we do offer homework help. It's twice a month for kindergarten through 6th graders. It's held in the Children's Library on September 27th. It will be held at 4 o'clock. And then on September 28th, it will be held at 5:30.
Okay.
So these are just, it's just homework help where you can bring your child in to get just a little extra help with one of their topics if maybe they're having a little trouble. But we are holding those, you know, it's like I said, it's twice a month, but at 2 different times.
Okay.
So if parents can't make it to one, maybe they can make it to the other one. And then we have, I'm going to click over till I get to our author event coming up at the end of the month. We have an author coming in. I've already read one of his books. He's an author, but he also is an illustrator. So he has written some books, and then there are some other books that he hasn't specifically written that book, but he drew all the pictures that are in the book.
Okay.
So I'm not seeing it on the calendar, which is good to know because I thought it was on there. So that's good to know. But I'm just seeing if I see it. But that event, if I don't see it on here and can't specifically say when it is, that event is coming up at later in September. You can go later today, in an hour or two, to the library website, libraryinjonesboro.org/events, and see all the information about it. Sometimes they don't come through on my email when I'm looking for them. So that is just something that we do once a year. We bring in a children's author or a children's illustrator to come in and speak about their books, talk to kids about what it's like to be a writer. That is going to be on Tuesday, September 26th at 7 o'clock. Leading up to him, it's Will Hillebrand is going to be our speaker. I've already read one of his books. It's called Bear and Bunny, and it's about a bear and a bunny who live in the woods together, and they're best of friends. They travel around together. They travel around separately, and the bear thinks the bunny is a little bear, and the bunny thinks the bear is a great big bunny. So,
oh my goodness.
You know, it's just so cute. It's such a cute book. But there are lots and lots of books. That is a book that he illustrated for another author. Meet the Author with Will Hillebrand, again, will be held on Tuesday, September 26th in the Round Room at 7. This event is sponsored by the Public Library, the Friends of the Library, and the Junior Auxiliary. Okay. And so children who are in area schools, some of the schools, Ms. Kay Taylor, who is our manager of Children's Services, has been in contact with some of the schools, and they'll be going around. Mr. Hillebrand and Ms. Kay will be going to some of the schools, and he'll be speaking to children in their classrooms.
Okay.
But then, you know, we also offer an evening event for other children and for adults to come, and anyone who is interested in hearing from an author, which I'm always fascinated, and we'll have a select number of different titles available for that you can purchase, and he will sign them. And there's something magical, even as an adult, about getting a signed copy of a book. And even for a child to be able to have an author sign a book in their name is wonderful.
It is. All right, so we're going to take another quick break, and when we come back, we will wrap up everything that we've talked about, and we'll give you all the information on how to access all of the events at the library. So stay tuned, and we'll be right back after these messages.
You're listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We'll be right back.
We're back with Money Matters. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. Here's some fun ways to teach kids about the importance of saving and not just spending money. Take children on a visit to a local bank branch. And if they don't have a savings account, help them to open one up. Most banks offer joint savings accounts that parents and children can open up together. And many offer financial education programs for kids. Children should put at least 10% of any money they get, including cash gifts, an allowance, or money earned from chores or after-school jobs, into their savings account. Let them spend their own money for the things they want and resist the urge to supplement their spending. This will help them to appreciate the value of budgeting, as well as the hard work that goes into earning and saving money. You'll be pleasantly surprised at how sensible their decisions will be once they're spending their money instead of yours. I'm Alfred Edmond Jr. for Money Matters, a product of American Urban Radio Networks.
Money Matters is made possible by the Jonesboro Alumni Chapter of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, a nonprofit organization dedicated to uncompromising commitment to communities, service, leadership, empowerment. www.jonesboroalumnidst.org.
Money Matters is brought to you by Bancorp South, offering checking, savings, loans, credit cards, and wealth management. 5 locations in Jonesboro to serve you. www.bancorpsouth.com or 870-972-9800.
When life takes a wrong turn, what do you do? When things are looking at their worst, who do you turn to? KLEK 102.5 FM and Massey Productions presents the inspirational gospel stage play, To Hell and Back. A story that will inspire you, renew and reaffirm your faith. Featuring performers from all over Arkansas, Texas, and Louisiana. One big show, 12 noon, Saturday, September 16th, at the Epic Center, 1899 County Road 333, Hasbrook Road in Jonesboro. Tickets are $10 in advance, $15 at the door, and can be purchased at KLEK, Cool Cuts, the Epic Center, or by calling 870-277-1080. Bring the entire family Saturday, September 16th, before the A-State UAPB game, to the Epic Center to see the inspirational gospel stage play, To Hell and Back.
This event is a KLEK fundraiser.
The McDaniel Law Firm, 400 South Main Street in Jonesboro, is a firm believer in justice and equality for the minority community. The McDaniel Law Firm has fought for our rights for over 44 years. The McDaniel Law Firm offers legal help for wrongful death as well as trucking and automobile accidents. Bobby and Brett McDaniel are available for a free consultation at 870-336-4747 or at www.mcdaniellawyers.com.
Starks Auto Plaza, your pre-owned superstore, is a longtime supporter of KLEK. 2829 Red Wolf Boulevard, Starks offers clean, reliable vehicles of all makes and models. Starks also offers no-hassle pricing, friendly service, financing options with approved credit. At Starks, you're always family, and our motto is, we never say no. 870-203-9980. StarksAutoPlaza.com.
Arkansas Early Learning is accepting applications right now for childcare. We have locations all across Northeast Arkansas. Applications online at arearlylearning.org. That's arearlylearning.org. Right here in the community at no cost. Arkansas Early Learning, offering kids a head start.
Arkansas Early Learning is a nonprofit organization.
Hey, what's up, Jonesboro? This is Hezekiah Walker. I'm so blessed to be on the radio here at KLEK 102.5 FM. Join me for the Hezekiah Walker Show every Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and Friday at 10 o'clock a.m. right after Community Conversations, and every Wednesday night right after your local church Bible study at 8 o'clock p.m. Jonesboro, join me, Hezekiah Walker, and give every praise to our God on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Hezekiah Walker. It's the Hezekiah Walker Show.
From the KLEK community calendar, there will be a free community workout every Sunday and Tuesday starting at 6 o'clock p.m. at Allen Park, and every Thursday night also starting at 6 o'clock p.m. at Parker Park. More information is available via Arlesia Baker at 870-273-3437.
And now back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM.
Welcome back to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. We're speaking with Ms. Brandi Hodges from the Cricket County Jonesboro Public Library. We've been talking about a bunch of different events that are coming up. There is something for the whole family to enjoy, from the tiny babies to the adults of any age. There's story time, there's coloring, there's games, there's knitting, there's exercise. Oh my God, there's so much to enjoy at the library. And while you're there, don't forget to stop by the information desk and get a library card.
You can. A library card is absolutely free to get. You must live in Craighead or Poinsett counties, which are our service counties that we serve. And if your driver's license doesn't have your current residence on it, if you bring a piece of mail that shows your current residence into the library that can go along with your driver's license, we can get your library card. It just takes a couple of minutes. I want to zip through some events we've got for teens. We've covered adults and kids. On September 19th, September 16th, we have our book club. And this month, the teens are reading Perks of Being a Wallflower. That will be held from 2 to 3 in the Civic League Room. We have teen gaming that same day, September 16th, from 3 to 5. On September 19th, we have manga club from 5 to 6. On September 22nd, we'll have, you guys, this is a wonderful event, Random Fandom Friday. Every month on a Friday, we have, starting at 7 o'clock, we have a random fandom. The teens get to participate in helping choose occasionally. I know that they've done that in the past. What fandom they want to celebrate. So they'll pick, sometimes it's been a specific movie, and so the theme of the event is around that movie or that TV show, or, celebrating childhood games, things like that. And then on September 25th, we'll have an event called Girls Who Code at 4:30 in the training lab. This is open to girls grades 6 through 12, and this will be an introductory meeting of this event. So just encouraging more girls to get into that sort of thing, learn how to code. to get more computer programmers out there.
Okay, so coding is basically the language
of the computer.
Language,
yes.
Telling it what to do, how to do, whatever.
Exactly.
Okay.
And I have no idea how to do that. I have to poke my head in on it. I'm not the right age group, but I'll have to go in there and take some pictures. September 28th, we have homework help for 13 through 18-year-olds. That's from 4:30 until 6. They're at the library September 28th for 13 to 18-year-olds.
Okay.
And then we partner with TLC Tutoring Company to offer mock ACT tests.
I'm going to put a big red circle on that and pass that to every teenager that I know.
So we'll have the mock ACT on September 30th at 9 a.m. You must register on the tlctutoringco.com in order to be part of this. That is tlctutoringco.com. So those are some events we've got coming up for adults, teens, and kids coming up. This happening today at 10. We have our International Literacy Day celebration in the Children's Library in the Round Room. And we also have that same event. If you can't make it this morning, same event today at 6 o'clock from 6 to 7. Each child who attends gets to walk home or go home with a free book of their choosing. So coming up this weekend on Saturday, September 9th from 10 o'clock until 3 o'clock, we will be hosting 47 art and craft vendors, 3 food vendors, and a lot of fun, including 4 live bands.
Oh, wow. So there is so much coming up. And again, go to www.libraryinjonesboro.org. And when you're on the home page, click on events. And when you get to the events, you can search by age group and by location of where the different libraries are located, so you can narrow down which one you may want to go to.
We have 7 branches, so if you're interested in events in Harrisburg or Wiener or Monette, we have 7 branches.
And then also, like on your webpage, you have different little boxes that says children, teens, and adults. So that way you can narrow down the events by the age group, so you're not just looking all over the place.
You can, and then there are specific things that you can do on those pages. There are also some databases. Say you want to learn a new language, including pirate. Who doesn't want to learn to speak pirate? You can use our databases online to learn how to speak a different language.
Oh, wow. And don't forget about the genealogy. There's research and reading recommendations. I mean, there's so much.
There's so much you can do at the library. A lot of people who've just think of us as they just have books. We're so much more than that. So if you haven't given us a try in several years, maybe you used to go when you were a child or when you were younger, or maybe you've never been to the library, we encourage you, stop by. Pretty much, everything you are going to do at the library is free. Yes. The only time you'll pay for anything is at an event like this Saturday when we have vendors there selling their homemade items. But otherwise, if we're offering a programming, a painting class, or a coloring class, or anything that we do, it's free.
All right, so we want to thank you all for tuning in to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM. You can reach out to Brandi. Go to the Facebook, go to Facebook and look up the Craig County Library page, and you can reach out, leave them a message, and someone will get back with you. Go by the library, stop by the information desk, reach out to us. We would post as much information as we get our hands on. So we thank you for tuning in. I've been your host, Kabila Harden, along with Ms. Brandi Hodges. Go to the library and have a great day.
Thank you for listening to Community Conversations on KLEK 102.5 FM, a program focusing on the people working to make the Jonesboro community a better place while offering viewpoints from all sides of the issues. The views expressed in this program are those of the participants and do